Hello. My name is Charles Webster Bear, and today is Christmas Eve, 2020, and I am in Bend, Oregon, USA, Earth, on the Deschutes River, west side, and my website is globalinternetgovernment.com. And today, I'm having a bad hair day. And the name of this lecture is Bigfoot Riding a Unicorn. And I'm going to talk about 4 things today. Number 1, depopulationism. And number 2, a global internet government. Number 3, fog bank. And number 4, me. So number 1, depopulationism. Depopulationism is an idea that was created in the 1980s by the Chinese government. It's also known as the one woman, one child policy. And depopulationists like myself feel that it's illegal and immoral for anyone to reproduce a second time in this millennium. And depopulationists like myself want to create a significant and sustained and immediate decline in the human population on Earth. And what we want to do is we want to create a decline in the human population on Earth until the number of people on Earth arrives at a sustainable level. And this is a number for future generations to determine, but I'm going to go ahead and guess it's around 2 or 3 billion people. And this will allow the environment to heal. This will give the environment an opportunity to heal itself. And then more trees can grow back. And then in the future, when people want to breathe oxygen, they'll be able to do so because there'll be enough trees to make enough oxygen for people to breathe, and we won't all suffocate to death. And that's a good thing. Because right now, people are killing the planet with overpopulation, and that's wrong. We don't have the right to kill Earth, we don't have the right to threaten Earth, but that's what we're doing, and that's wrong. And so we need to stop. We need to be part of the solution and stop being part of the problem. And that means we have to take a logical, common sense look at this and realize what's going on and how we can fix it. And that's what we're going to do. And that's depopulationism. And, you know, as Americans, we need to stand up and save the planet right now. Americans, and especially Oregonians, need to lead the world by example. So let's do it. I've only been saying this for 35 years. So that's number 1, depopulationism. That's the goal for our species. That's what we have to do. Depopulationism, that's number 1. Number 2 is GIG, Global Internet Government. That's the plan, that's how we're gonna do it. What we have to do is depopulationism, and Global Internet Government is how we're gonna do it. Now, Global Internet Government is the world government that I created in 2000. GIG is going to unite the whole world politically and economically. Okay? The world government already exists. It's the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund. GIG is going to work with the United Nations to unite the world politically with freedom and equality and democracy and reproductive rights. Reproductive rights means that everybody on the planet has the right to total and free access to all forms of birth control, including abortion. Any government that does not completely agree with this is an illegitimate government and will be replaced by a legitimate government quickly and peacefully. So GIG's going to work with the United Nations to unite the world politically. GIG's going to work with the International Monetary Fund to unite the world financially with balanced budget agreements and trade agreements and regional currencies and transparency. GIG will monitor every financial transaction by every government on Earth and make it public immediately online. That way everybody can see where all the money's going, who's getting it, what they're doing with it, etc. So that's the world government. GIG is going to assist the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund and help them achieve their goals, which is uniting the world. GIG is going to provide a platform for all human beings to contribute to and participate in this world government. This is, as America, this is what we're going to do to save the planet. This is how we're going to save the planet. By uniting the whole planet into one world government and one financial system. And that brings us to number 3, FogBank. Number 3, FogBank. FogBank is a cyber currency I created last year, and it's going to, unite the world financially. And FogBank has a unit of currency called the FogBuck. And that's F-O-G-B-U-K, FogBuck, and plural is FogBucks, F-O-G-B-U-X. And anybody anywhere can buy as many FogBucks as they want for 1 penny a FogBuck. There's also something called a FogBic, F-O-G-B-I-K, plural FogBics, F-O-G-B-I-X. A FogBic has the exact same value as a FogBuck. But a FogBuck is something that anybody can buy from FogBank for a penny. A FogBic is something that FogBank gives to everybody. FogBank is going to give everybody on the planet 10,000 FogBics. Now, a FogBic and a FogBuck have the exact same value, but a FogBuck you buy for a cent and a FogBic is given to you. Now, the value of a FogBuck is going to fluctuate anywhere from 0 to however high it goes and then back down. So the value of a FogBuck is going to be constantly fluctuating, starting at 0 and then going up as far as it goes and then maybe going back down to 0. But a FogBuck and a FogBic have the same value. Now, FogBank can suspend or terminate any FogBic anywhere at any time for any reason, including no reason. However, if you buy a FogBuck for a cent, then that's yours forever until you spend it, no matter what. Now, every FogBuck and every FogBic has a unique number. And every FogBank transaction has a unique number. And every FogBank user has a unique number. And all FogBank transactions are going to be totally transparent and made public online immediately. And every FogBank buck and FogBic is going to be accounted for online all the time. And so everybody knows who has the money and what they're doing with it and who's getting it. So it's totally 100% transparent, 100% for everything. And you can't have more than 1 trillion FogBucks because then you have too much money. And you can't be broke because if you're broke, then FogBank will give you 10 more FogBucks or FogBics every week, as long as you don't have any money. So there'll be a limit on how much money you can have and how little money you can have. And this will be a very large gap. However, this is a gap that can be decreased. We can bring the trillion down and we can bring the 10 up. So this is a wealth gap that can be managed and decreased over time as circumstances warrant. And that's Fog Bank. And that's number 3. Now we're going to go to number 4, and we're going to talk about me. I'm running for mayor of Redmond, Oregon in 22, and I'm running for president of the United States of America in 24 and 28 as a libertarian. A libertarian means that I'm for less government and more freedom. A libertarian means that I'm fiscally conservative and socially liberal. A libertarian means that if it has to do with money, I'm a Republican, and if it doesn't have to do with money, I'm a Democrat. So please vote for me, Charles Bair. I'm for the death penalty. I'm for legalizing all drugs. I think suicide should be legal and socially acceptable. I think that I'm for negative immigration, which I think more people should be leaving the country than coming in. And I am for less government, which means that if I'm president and Congress gives me a budget that's more than last year, I'll veto it. I think every budget should be less than the year before. And I'm for depopulationism. I think that America, and especially Oregon, needs to stand up and lead the world by example, and that's depopulationism. We need to make it illegal for anyone to reproduce a second time, and then we can tell the rest of the world to do it because we already did it. So, this has been the lecture titled Bigfoot Riding a Unicorn, and we discussed 4 things. The goal of the species, depopulationism, the plan on how to do that, global internet government, Fog Bank, yeah, me, that's right, Charles Bair. I'm 51 years old. I've got 0 kids, 0 wives, 0 ex-wives. I'm an agnostic. I'm a Buddhist. And I was born and raised in Santa Cruz, California. I went to high school in Newport, Rhode Island. In 1994, I graduated from the University of Hawaii at Hilo on the Big Island. In 1995, I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. In 1999, I moved to Portland, Oregon. In 2000, I created Global Internet Government. In 2007, I moved to Bend, Oregon. In 2014, I moved to China for 3 years. And in 2017, I moved back to Bend. In 2019, I created Fog Bank, and I moved to Redmond, Oregon. So that's me. That's the deal. That's the thing. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this video. Please make your own video talking about all this stuff. Have a great day. Have a great new year. Peace in the hood. Rock. Adios. Peace.